Final Fantasy Music Box fans have got some great stuff to look forward to in April 2023, so not even that far away. So I cover some of these music boxes on my channel already, and some of the ones that are coming out in April are ones that I've been hoping they would do. Not every single one, but some of them at least. So they're covering some of the missing titles from the series so far. So let's start with Final Fantasy VIII Love Grows. I had to look that one up because I was like, what was that actually? I'm very happy that it is basically Eyes on Me. I guess just without the name because of licenses and rights, most likely. But I'm very happy that they're finally doing Final Fantasy VIII because it is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. One of my first ones as well. It was my first Final Fantasy game, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's my favorite one. I just really enjoyed it, and yeah, I just have good fun memories of it. So that's great to see that they're doing Love Grows as this first version or first music box for Final Fantasy VIII, and it looks pretty good. I really like the colorway that this music box is using. It's kind of like it looks a bit like candy again, but it's got this soft kind of cream hue to it that I quite like. It looks very kind of pretty, quite nice. That's something that I really like about these music boxes is the colors that they're using at the moment look nice as just as a decorative little like box that you can just kind of stick in a corner to just kind of add a little color and pop to your room. So that's really great to see. So that's the Final Fantasy VIII one. There's 6 music boxes coming out in total, by the way, so this is really exciting. Final Fantasy IX is the next one, which I'm very happy about because it's Melodies of Life, and I love that tune. I love that song a lot, both in English and Japanese, and a combined version which you can hear on YouTube as well, which I really love that song. Not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I do really love that tune, so I'm super happy that they've picked Melodies of Life for Final Fantasy IX's music box. And the color of that one it's almost like a reverse of the Final Fantasy VIII one. Not exactly, but almost, i.e. the kind of silhouette artwork of Rinoa and Squall is now the actual box artwork or box color, and then the silhouette artwork for, I think that's Zidane and Garnet, maybe, I can't remember exactly, but that looks pretty good. It's not my favorite color. Brown is not my favorite color, but it still looks pretty good, and it's a different colorway than the others. Next we move on to Final Fantasy X. This one, right, there's 2 Final Fantasy X music boxes, 2 of them, and both are amazing. First is Suteki Dane. That was a vocal theme song for Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is one of many people's favorite Final Fantasy games. I really like it as well. So I'm really happy that they've picked Suteki Dane as the option. I love the colorway of this box. Blue is one of my favorite colors. The blue chosen here, it's got translucency to it. It's just got this really nice colorway to it. I absolutely love that color that's being used there. Can't wait to get my hands on that one. And like I said, Suteki Dane, I'm sure it's going to sound great as well. The second music box for Final Fantasy X is what everyone would or should be hoping for. That's the Zanarkand themes to Zanarkand. So I'm very happy for that one because that's such an amazing tune. It's just, there's so many emotions with that tune. I'm not exactly a music buff, by the way. I just like what I like and that's it. I couldn't really tell you technically speaking or musically speaking, but there's just so many emotions running through that theme, especially for people that have played that game. You just kind of link it back to so many key moments of Final Fantasy X. So it's such a powerful theme. So I'm really happy that, To Zanarkand is coming out. Actually, To Zanarkand was, I think, one of the first themes that they even had on the original Japanese website way back when. And I kept listening to that on loop for months until the English version of the game came out. So yeah, that's something I'm really looking forward to. The colorway on that one is a kind of sunny orange, sunset orange. It kind of looks like the kind of sunset kind of scene vibes on the kind of prologue bit when you boot up the game, if you remember. So that's kind of cool. It's a cool callback if that's what the intention was. But actually, going back to the silhouette for Suteki Dane, that's going to be that very iconic Tidus and Yuna silhouette. So that's really cool in the lake. That's very cool to see. You've even got a starry background. That's really nice as well. And then the actual silhouette for the To Zanarkand one is with the kind of weapons, Yuna's weapon and Tidus's one. Just kind of stuck there. And Wako's ball you can see too, so that's really cool. And then we skip ahead, because they've done Final Fantasy XI before. 12, I don't think they've done 12, so that's kind of skipped here. And we move on to Final Fantasy XIII. This one's a controversial one, because it's not everyone's favourite Final Fantasy game, and I'm always a bit sus when someone says it is their favourite Final Fantasy game. But, everyone's got their own opinion. So this one, they're using The Promise The Promise is a very nice tune as well, and it just makes sense that they're going with that as the first pick for Final Fantasy 13. It might not be my favorite Final Fantasy game, but I have to honestly admit, 13, the series, 13, 13-2, Lightning Returns, definitely has one of the strongest soundtracks in Final Fantasy, outside of, say, 11 and 14, because I don't really play those. So, yeah, not the strongest Final Fantasy for me, but definitely one of the strongest soundtracks. So, Hamazu is really amazing stuff there. And The Promise just makes a lot of sense to use that one first and foremost. I really, really, really love the colorway of this music box. Pink is not my favorite color by any means, but for this music box, the softness of it is kind of like a rose pink, petal pink. It's just so gorgeously soft and just subtle that I love it for that reason. And again, if you just want to use it as a decorative piece in your room, I think it will look really nice. It's a very nice color. I have to admit, that's a super, super nice color. The silhouette looks like it's going to be the kind of like the pack art, one of the key arts of Lightning. So nothing too spectacular, but it makes sense for what it is. We skip ahead again from Final Fantasy 13 and we jump to Final Fantasy 15. This is really awesome as well, but slightly surprising for me, I guess. I would have expected them to pick Somnus, but maybe Somnus just kind of got like deprioritized once it went from Versus 13 to 15, so maybe that's why. So if they're using the theme, which I don't even know how to pronounce properly, Valse di Fantastica, Fantastica, that cool catchy theme basically. Nice theme, it's a very cool theme, I really like that theme, but I don't know if that's the one I would have picked first, but it is what it is. I'm not going to complain because it still is a good theme. I really do like this color of the music box as well. It looks very similar to the Final Fantasy X one. It might actually be the exact same, just the photo might be lit differently, but I'm not 100% sure. So it looks different to me at this stage, so I'm going to think it's different. And it looks like it's more of a darker, more kind of navy blue almost, which is fine. I love it. I really, really love it. I love that colorway a lot as well. I think out of that one and the Final Fantasy X one, man, that's a hard pick. Like just from the color of the music box of the blue, I really love them both. But I have to honestly say, in terms of colorway, I might actually end up picking Final Fantasy XIII's one just because it's just so. It's very pretty. I like it. It's very, very pretty. But yeah, that's probably definitely one of my favorite out of the 6. So that's really cool to see. So those are the 6 music boxes coming out. Oh, actually, quickly, the Final Fantasy 15 silhouette is using the 4 boys. That's really cool. So it's got Noctis, Ignis, and the others. I can't remember their names now. But that's really cool that it's just got the 4 of them. I don't know if that's the 4 of them walking forward or walking backwards. It's walking forwards. That's what it is. So those are the 6 new music boxes coming out in April 2023. And they go for around 2,000 yen, depending on where you kind of look. So I'll leave some links and update it when product links actually go live. At the moment, there's only Aitaikuji, which goes live with them at the moment. But yeah, 2,000 yen. You can also usually find this stuff, by the way, on the Japanese or the local actual Square Enix website as well. So if you're in Europe, you usually have good luck with that. Lately, they've been actually selling a lot of the music boxes pretty much for the same price. So if you import it, you're pretty much going to just get it earlier. That's about it. There's not really a huge cost saving as far as I'm concerned. It depends really. I buy them frequently, so I guess I should be getting saving. I'm not sure, but yeah, I can't wait. So I'm just going to import them because they usually do get delivered much quicker than waiting for, say, the UK release, or if you're in the US waiting for that one. So yeah, as I said, I will leave some links in the description below for where people can kind of buy these, and I'm really looking forward to them. I'm really, really looking forward to these because now we're covering 8, and 10, and just some of my favorite Final Fantasies with some of my favorite themes as well. Man, I really want to listen to Melodies of Life and the Zanarkand one as well. That's just super iconic. That, man, I really want to listen to this. Of course, though, what you should expect is they are only going to be really tiny fragments of the tune in a constant loop. So you get around 2 minutes of tune out of this, but it's that tiny fragment. You can see more. Just look at the videos that I've put up already, which gives you a much better example of what to expect. But I personally like these, though. I don't think they're that expensive. Of course, budget perspective and your own circumstances vary, but I think they're very, very nice little gifts to give away to friends if you've got, if you've got friends. But if you have friends that happen to be Final Fantasy fans or family that are fans of the series as well, a particular game from the series. So they're covering so many of the games now that I think it's just a nice thing to just pick up and just be like, hey, I thought of you. Here you go. Here's a nice little music box. So this is really cool. I don't know, over time, this music box thing has just become a thing I like to collect. So I'm really looking forward to these ones. I do also have a couple of new Final Fantasy XIV ones on pre-order. I haven't covered the one that came out before. Same for 11. I hadn't got those when they did come out. But I'm really looking forward to these. I'm super stoked and excited for these to come out in April 2023. So I'm going to stop this video here and probably go and, pre-order my copies.